All right, so we are taking a look here at Tyler on Reaper in Blizzard World. Now, I believe this is bronze, so we'll base our coaching session off of that assumption. But yeah, I mean, let's get into it. Reaper is what? Reaper is really good at close range, right? He's got shotguns. He does a lot of damage if you're up close in his face. Definitely want to be avoiding that if you're on the other team. Like the number of times I go up against a Reaper on Cassidy, it's scary. Like Cassidy's supposed to be the best duelist in the game, but you still have to know how to respect your matchups, and a Reaper is terrifying up close. So Reaper is a lot about closing distance on people, catching people off guard, teleporting to people, creating chaos in the backline, getting out with Wraith. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? Like you think about Reaper and you know how you just intrinsically want to play him, which is close to people. So let's see how Tyler does with that. And yeah, I mean, I appreciate the VOD. Let's see. I'll make the disclaimer that I don't play a whole ton of Reaper. I have played Reaper, of course, quite a bit. I have like 5,000 hours in the game, so just based on that, I have plenty of time on just about every hero. But Reaper is not one of my mains. I do pick him up every so often whenever I feel like the team needs him. But I am not a Reaper main, so just keep that in mind.
5, 4,
All right.
3.
Right off the bat, I want to be thinking about staging, right? So what do I mean when I say staging? I mean, where do I want to set up in preparation for the fight? Now on Reaper, he really shines, as I said, up close and catching people off guard. So playing Reaper back here probably isn't the best start. Now I'm assuming Tyler's going to move, but playing Reaper like maybe over here and waiting for them to walk through, or in here and just kind of seeing what happens and making a move, or even where the Yari is playing, just somewhere closer, because obviously we can't do a whole lot from this position here. And if you watch me enough, and if you get coached by me enough, you will know the importance and the value that I put in staging. It's just preparation for the fight that's to come, because you don't want to be in transition to that point when the fight already starts, because that will either force cooldowns of yours or you'll just get caught out and die. Whatever the cause may be, you want to be ready for the fight. And being here right now isn't super ready.
2, 1. Attackers.
Okay, I like this. I like that we're moving forward here.
Objective A.
Okay, yeah, keep going. Why not? Absolutely. Hey, yeah, I mean, even over here for scouting purposes is fine, sure. Okay, yeah. I don't think I don't really love this teleport. I'll tell you why. It's good in concept. I really like the concept that you're teleporting here behind cover and avoiding the sightlines of the people here. But the reason I don't really love the teleport to begin with is because we don't have any information about what's happening. This is kind of a blind teleport. Like, we don't know that this Mei is right here. We don't know that this Life Weaver is right here. We don't know that the Juno's right here. For all we know, their entire team could be rotating down through here or coming up through this way, like with the Echo. So this is very blind. I would have preferred that we just kind of peek this corner, see what's happening, and then if we decide that we want to go over here, sure. I mean, it's kind of a strange teleport. I don't think you'd necessarily see it in high rank all the time, but it's effective in the sense that you are closing distance on the enemy team, but positioning yourself, teleporting yourself to a place where they can't really do anything about it. So I really like this principle that I'm seeing right here. I just wish we had some more information before we did it. We stepped on somebody's head. We stepped on Queen's head. Do we recognize that? No, that's okay. I mean, this is good. I mean, this is good. We missed that we stepped on the Queen, but the Queen just kind of just ignored us and is going off and doing her own thing. Yeah, so it doesn't even really matter. So prioritizing the squishy here is probably the better option, especially if you're just gonna get ignored. I mean, this is brutal for them. This is brutal. Nice. Okay, I love the disengage with Wraith, going right to the health pack. And we timed it in a way that we now have our teleport back. So we have another escape should we get pushed, and you have positioned yourself into an area where you are relatively safe as long as they don't collapse on you. So I mean, this is good stuff so far, honestly. There's one reason I don't like this teleport. I think the teleport itself is actually fine in this circumstance because we know their entire team is pushed up, so we just really want to close the gap on somebody who can't really do a whole lot to us. Like, we're not going to get one shot by a Lifeweaver, so teleporting directly on top of the Lifeweaver, especially because there's nobody around to support him, totally fine. The only thing I don't like is you're taking a gamble because look what's still on cooldown. Your Wraith is still on cooldown. Now, theoretically, 9 times out of 10, you should still win this duel against Lifeweaver, right? Like, you're just better close range than him. But there's always that chance that Lifeweaver will turn around and hit like 3 bajillion headshots on you instantly and you die. Or maybe the Juno turns around and then it becomes a 2v1 and then you're stuck and you don't have your Wraith and you can't get out. So that's, I just maybe exercise a little bit more patience here. But I like the idea. Oh, dang. Wow. Okay. So, I mean, that's exactly it right there. That's exactly it. It's unfortunate. I mean, you should have won that duel. That is to your advantage. But because we did not have that patience and wait for our escape to come off cooldown, we paid the price. So the only thing you did wrong here was you just went a little bit too early. Everything else was good though. I like this engagement. It's a good idea. It's pretty well timed. I mean, like, you're catching this guy way out of position, way off guard. I mean, you just got to win that duel. And how do you win that duel, or how do you make sure that you win that duel? You have your Wraith. So, unfortunate.
Let us clear them off the objective.
Okay, so it sounds like your team is trying to just set up way behind you. Like, we heard Pylon go out. There it is. Your Ahri's staying back. D.Va's coming back. Your Zen's going forward. But it's fine. Like, Reaper excels at just getting out of places, so you can be really scary with your positioning on Reaper versus most of the other cast, like most of the cast on DPS. Like, Tracer is really good, of course, at it, but like, Tracer and Reaper can just exist kind of wherever they want to on the map as long as they have their cooldowns. So we're just walking here. We have our, Wraith coming up here in a second. So we have our cooldowns back, and sure, I mean, why not? Like, why not just poke this? It's fine.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
And I also like the patience here. Like, I think some people just walk in and engage. I have a feeling you're just kind of waiting for somebody to walk into you here. Like, you want to catch somebody by surprise, and you very well might. But even if that's not your intention, I like the patience, because if we look behind us, nothing's happening, right? So if we are just to go in by ourselves right now, what do you think yellow team's going to do? Well, they're all going to look at you, right? All their focus is going to be at you. And yeah, you'll have your abilities to get out and be safe and not die. But then you will have just wasted both of your cooldowns, presumably, and your time, your health, maybe you lose a little health. You will have wasted resources when nothing's really happening. So I'm really glad that you're patient here. A good rule of thumb with almost any hero, with almost any DPS, is to try and time your engage. And what do I mean by that? I mean, look around you. What is happening? If there's nothing happening, it's probably not a great idea to go and do something yourself. So what I would be looking for right now is, okay, this cart's going to walk forward and their team's going to try to push through this choke, and my team's going to be ready to defend them. When that happens, I'm going to come out of this room. I'm going to explode. I'm going to shoot them all in the back. I'm going to maybe kill somebody, maybe not. But I'm going to be this agent of chaos and create a huge distraction in the back line and really support my team by pulling tons of attention from them onto me. And that might create an opening for my teammates to go in and do something. And Reaper is really good at that type of thing. He's just like Tracer in that way. So let's see what happens. One thing I'm going to say though, Tyler, we need to lower our sense. I can tell already that you play on a super high sense. It needs to be a little bit lower. If you want to make your shots in your life a little bit easier, we need to lower the sensitivity. Yeah, so why do I not like this play? Well, for the reason I just talked about, right? It's just too early. It's too early. It's not that it's even necessarily a bad play. You just have to be thinking about, okay, well, where am I going to go? If I make this crazy teleport into all of their team, what is my escape route, right? Like, I wouldn't even try to sit here with this teleport. Like, if I'm going to do this teleport, I'm going to just Wraith immediately and just try to go out somewhere. Like, the point of this play here would be to be a distraction, and that's it. I would not be trying to shoot anything. I'd just be like, oh, hey guys, by the way, I'm here. You have to deal with me. Oh, by the way, I'm out. So this is a little bit early, right? Like, nothing is happening on your team. Like, they're not shooting anything. They're not doing anything to help you. So this is scary, only because it's early and because where is your escape route? So when you think about where you're teleporting to, you also have to think about where is, like, you have to think 2 steps ahead, right? You have to think about teleport, and you have to think about, well, where am I going to go after teleport? Because I obviously can't just teleport right back. And if we look at this position, it's really hard for you to go anywhere safely with the exception of one route. And so if we're doing this, what I really want to see from you is pretty much an immediate Wraith straight through here and back to the safety of the team. Because you could go back this way, you could Wraith all the way back here, but the problem with doing that is that their team is all going to be looking at you, and then you have isolated yourself. You're an isolated target from the rest of your team. You're not going to get any support of any kind. So it would be pretty easy for them to collapse on you if you don't make it to a position where it's hard for them to do so. And where is a position that's hard for them to do so? From this location, pretty much back in the middle of your team. Like, you just need to be supported by your team here. So yeah, like, your other option would be to Wraith out here, or maybe Wraith out here, maybe try to come back here, and you would almost certainly die for it. Like, their team would just collapse on you. So yeah, well, I mean, we'll see how this plays out, but I just wish that this teleport had waited maybe like 3 or 4 seconds. Okay, that's Wraith. Nice. Really good Wraith. Really good. You did it right before Echo Stickies detonated. You saved yourself tons and tons of damage. It's really good. And where are we Wraithing? Or right back to the team? I mean, this is good play. It's a good job. Now let's go do it again. Let's go do it again. Go right back. Go right back. Go be crazy. Go be annoying. And you see what happens when we're not trying to control this valuable space. I mean, this is really good Reaper space, right? Like, you have tons of scouting opportunities. It's relatively close quarters. It just suits your character pretty well. So what happens when we're not here? Well, now this Echo is taking this space. Like, Reaper does not excel at just being frontline main bot, like shotgun cannon, you know? Like, he excels by doing exactly what you've done the first 2 fights so far. Just getting in the back line, being a disruption, being crazy. It doesn't mean that you can never do this. Like, this is valuable sometimes too, but you should definitely be thinking, especially if there's nothing going on, which there still really isn't anything going on. What am I going to go do? What kind of crazy distraction, what kind of agent of chaos am I going to go be? And the answer is usually not just sitting main. Nice pick, though. I love it. I love the teleport. I just want you to notice that your Wraith is on 2 seconds cooldown. 2 second cooldown. It will probably be up almost immediately after your teleport animation is finished. But there is a window of opportunity there at a higher level of play for you to die. So just keep that in mind. I mean, it would be like just a couple frames, but that is genuinely all we need sometimes is just a couple frames. But anyway, Wraith is back. This is a good position to teleport to. You are now definitely threatening them, creating chaos just by being up here. Like, they're like, oh my gosh, there's a Reaper up there now. And your D.Va is pushing in with you, which is really nice. You got pressure there. So what I want to see you do here is instead of stacking with your diva and applying pressure to a full health tank, I would love to see you drop and rotate and maybe make a play on this Lifeweaver and then Wraith back. I think that would be ideal, especially because we don't have teleport, so teleporting here would be a great option if we do have teleport. So maybe we stay up here and hang out and we get teleport back and this Echo is still playing over here, and then in which case we could just teleport here and harass the Echo. That would be fine too. But what I don't want to see right now is just shooting tank, because this tank's full health, and yes, you have shotguns, but you are not a tank buster. Reaper is not a tank buster. DPS are not meant to be tank busters. DPS are intended to support the tank by creating space that the tank does not occupy. If that makes sense. There are times when it would be appropriate to shoot Queen, like maybe you just really want to help your diva because your diva might be low, or you really feel like, oh, if we kill this Queen, like the Queen's low, if we kill her, then we win this fight. Like there are appropriate times, but I wouldn't say that wasting all of your time dedicated to the Queen right now is the best play that you could possibly make. Now, it's not horrible because she is your closest target, and there's not really any risk of anything else happening to you. Like this Echo could probably turn and shoot some things off at you, but like, who cares? Who cares? So, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst play, but the better play would be to just go on the Lifeweaver. So let's see what happens. Just patience. Patience, patience. We didn't need to drop there. We're giving up a really strong, powerful position that we could have just stayed up here and held. And then we're turning our back to the threats behind us. So if you notice, yes, we're applying a lot of pressure to this Queen, but now you're kind of putting yourself in a little bit of danger as well. Now, obviously you have Wraith, so you can just Wraith out if you need to. But imagine what would happen instead if you decided, wait, their Queen's going in and my team's already there to deal with her. Instead, I'm going to turn my focus. I'm just going to go kill this Echo, or I'm going to kill this Lifeweaver. Like, they would not be able to apply this pressure that they're applying. Like, their team is allowed to walk forward now with their Queen because you are allowing them to. You have your back turned and they can just walk forward, if not kill you, which they probably won't, but still. When their Queen overcommits a lot and they use tree, I don't like this teleport. The reason why is because I don't think it accomplishes anything, right? You're teleporting roughly the same distance away that you are now, just to the other side of the map. So unless you're thinking about setting up a play over here, I just don't really see the purpose or the value. You could argue you want to come all the way back here and rotate down here and go on a flank here. But then I would argue, why not just come over here and do it? It's much shorter of a route. So if your intention is to come over here and wrap this way, then I don't support it. If your intention is to be here just to change your angle, maybe come up here, I don't really support it because you're in the same sort of angle, just on the other side of the map. So it just kind of feels like it doesn't really accomplish anything. See, like what did we gain by being over here that we couldn't have gained from just being right here? Like, we're not doing anything different. The only difference is now we don't have teleport. You know, so that's why I don't like it. Okay, we bomb. We're wraithing. I think this wraith is unnecessary because let's take a look. We're in Zen trance here, right? So we're getting Giga healed. And I know it's scary. You're going against another character with shotguns who is in your face and who just knifed you. But look, you see when we Wraith, we're at 300 HP. We really didn't need to, so now we've wasted teleport and Wraith. Those are two very important cooldowns, obviously, because they're the only two cooldowns you have. And our bomb hits a couple people. That's pretty big, so we walk forward again. I mean, yeah, sure. Sure, why not? I mean, okay. Okay, so we're getting shot in the back by a Mei, which is information you probably could have gained if you had stayed up here just for a second to scout. Like, I don't mind that you dropped because there wasn't really anything for you to do up here. Same as when you teleported up before. Like, you could argue that, okay, maybe I just want to shoot the queen a little bit from high ground. I mean, sure, whatever. But in this situation, right, like teleporting up here doesn't really accomplish anything. So you just dropped immediately, but you completely missed the fact that Mei was over here by herself, isolated, right? So let's take a look. We just get really, really tunnel visioned on this Juno, understandably so, right? It's Juno, it's a sport. She's squishy, she's tiny, and she's almost dead. So why not just chase her and finish her? Well, if we just stayed for half a second, we would have realized, hey, we're gonna get shot in the back. There's a Mei over here that maybe we should clear. Maybe I should let my full health tank finish off that 1 health support, and I can go support my tank by focusing on a different target that could otherwise pressure my tank. So the teleport, it's fine just to get here quickly, right? So I like this teleport in the sense that it gets you from here to here faster than you would get from here to here walking. You want to go fast right now. This is a good read by you that your team is going in and they're backing up, and you want to capitalize on that pressure. So it's a good read to teleport to get there quickly. It's just bad awareness of what's going on around you. Fortunately, your Zen clutches up. Like, your Zen applies the pressure that you didn't, and your Bastion helps him too. So it worked out for you. Your D.Va gets demagged. That's so sad. Good Wraith. Really well timed to be right around the corner right as it ends. I love this. I mean, I love it just because it's so ballsy. Like, it'd be crazy, man. You just got to play so carefully here, because if they're paying attention as a team, they know you don't have Wraith at this point. Like, they just saw you Wraith out. They know you don't have Wraith, so you are teleporting into them without any possibility of escape. So you need to play this very carefully. So this is just too early. Yes, your Wraith comes back in 2 seconds, but at higher levels of play, you get punished for this. You get punished for this. And you almost die there. And you never know when you're just one unlucky headshot away from death. Okay, so let's back up, because this is the result of the teleport. I love the teleport, to be clear. I really don't like our lack of patience. This is fine, I think, but your rotation needs to be over here, and you just need to be waiting. You need to be waiting. And then Wraith comes back. Okay, now I'm scouting. What's my target? I don't know. Make up your mind. Whatever. I don't care what you're doing at that point. But now we've shot way too early. We've taken tons of damage, so our Wraith gets forced. Our team is nowhere near us to help us. We're the only person, like, fighting right now. So our Wraith gets forced. Our teleporter's off cooldown. We have to come all the way back, and this Mei makes a wonderful play, fantastic play, because she knows you can't do anything about this ult, and you get caught out from it. So if you just had more patience back here, and you just waited, you waited. All right, let's go back. Let's get to where you teleport. The teleport's almost perfect, by the way. Like, the ideal place to teleport would be right here, because then you're cutting off the angle from them. Like, they can't see where you're teleporting. Obviously, they can see you when you teleport right there and you walk through. So it's very, very close to perfect. It's just a little bit off, but that's not what we're really focusing on right now. Like, if we just stand here and wait, and we're waiting, we hear the echo coming to the left. And this is an engagement I would love to take. I absolutely want to take this 1v1 against this echo, because she is not going to kill me. I have my Wraith by this point, because I have waited for a couple seconds. And I can just walk out and shoot her in the face with shotguns. If she happens to sticky me, then I just Wraith to clear them. And then I can finish her off, right? And then she doesn't have any support, because you've already waited and observed and watched their team walk forward. And so you know this Echo's isolated by herself and trying to go for this crazy 1v1 that you have the advantage in. And then you wouldn't be caught out in this Mei ult. The Mei ult might never even happen, because then if you kill the Echo, then their team might be like, what the heck? Somebody's in our backline, kill my Echo. and you just create chaos, right? But by going here, you're effectively just feeding. You're feeding, you go too early, you don't really do anything, you're not creating any value because your team's not fighting. It's just you versus their entire team, and you are unable to do anything, so you get your cooldowns forced, and you get out, and you've done nothing to their team as a result. Okay, so we're down our Bastion. I mean, your inclination is really to flank a lot, which I love. I mean, that's just kind of how you play Reaper, right? It's just kind of how you play them. But which makes me wonder why we're coming this way. Like, just keep going back, you know? Keep going back. You come over here, you're set up to just flank them again, right? Flank them again. But coming over here, you're really limiting your options. Like, you're kind of forcing yourself into a retreat path versus staging and setting yourself up for a nice play to capitalize off of the next team fight or whatever happens. See, we're just walking into the tank now. Scary. I mean, sure, if you... That's a cool voice line. All right. Sure. It's scary. It's scary. This is absolutely something I would do when I was first learning Reaper. It's just Reaper ults like this usually don't work. Why? Because most of the time they have something to do with you, or they have many things to do with you. The Reaper's ult is really, really good when you catch people off guard, just like how you play Reaper normally, right? Reaper is really strong when you catch people off guard and they don't expect it. But if you're teleporting into a team of 5, you're telegraphing what's going to happen, right? Like, they might not know you're about to ult here, but they surely know that you're going to appear here and that you're a threat and that they need to do something to do with you. And then if they think that you're going to ult, then they might have abilities prepared to counter you, and you could get slept or like walled off or D.Va like eaten, like DM'd, or Zarya bubbled, or whatever, right? Like, there are a lot of things that counter you and counter your ult. So just teleporting right here and just going crazy with it usually is not going to work out. But, you know, it might for you right now. It might be okay. The only thing I would say is, if you're going to do this play, I want you to be thinking about what the enemy team has for cooldowns. I want you to be tracking them, right? So if they have a Curie, I want you to be thinking, did their Curie use Suzu? Did they use Suzu recently? Because if they did, that means that I can do this and Suzu won't go off. With Mei, I might want to be thinking, okay, well, if my target is to kill Mei, does she have Ice Block? Like, is she just going to be able to save herself? Or if my thoughts are about Juno, does she have Speed Ring? Because she's just going to be able to throw that down and get everybody out of my range of my ult, like, instantly. Or Echo, does she have Fly? Like, you can see that all these people, you mean Queen, like Queen, does she have Shout? Right? Like, all these people have ways to counter your ult where your ult basically becomes useless, and then they can just shoot you, right? While you're ulting an animation locked into the ult. So if you're going to make this play, I just want you to be thinking about, is it safe for me to do so? Nice, you pick the Juno. That is nice, but as you can see, everybody else is able to escape. They may use Ice Block. Now, based on where everybody else goes, you should theoretically be able to kill this Mei. And you can't deny that you created a lot of chaos, for sure. I mean, you just like forced everybody way out. Like, the Echo went in there, Queen went all the way back, Curie came over here, obviously Juno died, and Mei stuck. So congratulations, you created incredible chaos and split the team and the attention. And I'm really glad it worked out, and I just want you to be aware that it's not always going to work out. The higher you go, the less a play like that will work. we're doing the same thing again. But we don't have Wraith. We don't have Wraith. We're being impatient. So you should die for this, especially because look at your health. You're teleporting in at half HP, and we don't have Wraith, and nobody on my team is here to support me, and all of their team is right here. You should absolutely die for this. So the question would be, okay, well then what's the better play, right? So this is fine, right? Wraithing to cover, getting behind cover after using your ult. Awesome, good job. Good start. Now we got to be thinking, okay, well, what are we going to do? You can poke here, that's fine. This is fine, just poke. You know, threaten them a little bit. Threaten. Just play this corner, right? Just shoot them, play this corner. Let them know you're a threat, but you don't have to engage right now. Just because your teleport came off of cooldown doesn't mean you have to go. Just wait, be patient. Be patient, because this doesn't help you. Like, this is just going to get you killed, right? Like, you don't have an escape. If things go wrong, you have no way to get out. So just be patient. And your Wraith comes back just in time, but now we're 9 HP. We didn't get a pick. In fact, our D.Va got, she got demacked and then got killed by Echo. Now we're playing off of Pylon. The rest of our team's like way back in spawn. Our Wraith's about to end. And of course, look what happens. They're just collapsing on you, right? They're collapsing. Queen shouts to speed them in. And I mean, you just die here. So you're very impatient and very much itching to use your abilities, but you need to read the team fight and you need to be patient for like your important cooldowns to come back. Because if you're going to teleport into the middle of their team, you need to be thinking, where am I going to go that is going to be safe? And you also need to have your Wraith to be able to do that when you go in like that. It's not that that's bad to teleport into them necessarily. It's just, it's bad when nothing, like you don't have any help around you whatsoever and you don't have Wraith. So realistically, logically, the only thing that will happen is you die. And that is what happened. Be patient.
I'll smite them.
You guess what I'm going to say here? I mean, I like the teleport. Teleport's fine. You're just closing that distance, getting yourself there a little bit more quickly. There's no reason to like teleport to a crazy angle because we're just not close enough to do anything like that. So let's just get back to the team as quickly as possible. That's totally fine. I like that. I just don't drop here. We don't need to drop. Like what is being on the floor here accomplishing that just holding high ground wouldn't accomplish? Like we can do everything that we're doing right now, but more safely from the comfort of this high ground with our D.Va, who is also playing high ground right now. She understands that she doesn't need to be on the floor right now. Doesn't need to be on the floor right now. Also, you miss this Echo coming and flanking behind you because you drop. But if you're up here, you can prevent that. We just don't, there's not really a reason that we needed to drop right here. Like there's no target that's like right on top of the cart that we just really need to land shots. Like there's nobody like right here, which in that case, maybe I say, okay, I guess you could drop, but also why not just stay up here? Like if they're going to run backwards, run this way, you can chase them, but you can just stay up here without having to sacrifice the high ground and the good position you just took. Love it. Good job. Nice. I mean, your Wraith was 7 seconds off cooldown when you did that, and it's fine if you're going in there with the intention, like, to take that risk that you're not going to die to Curie. Which, if you want to just take that 1v1, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. In which case, whatever, go for it. And you're not teleporting right into the middle of their team. I just have a feeling though that you were really thinking about it like that. You were just thinking, I'm just gonna go in and because I have my teleport back and I'm just going to go shoot. Instead of, oh, it's an appropriate time for me to go in because they're on the back foot, Mei's in her ice block, their Echo just got picked by my Bastion, their Queen's dead because I just killed her, right? So they're not grouped together, they're not clumped up, they're all running away. So this is my opportunity to go in the back and create chaos. Like, that is the difference in thinking here that makes this play really good versus I'm just going to teleport because it's off cooldown and hope for the best, which makes the play very bad. Also, were we tracking Kiri's cooldown? Like, if she has Suzu, you're just dead, right? Like, you're just dead if she has Suzu, because Kiri is even better than Reaper at 1v1ing at close range because of Suzu. She can just make herself invincible for half a second, get all her health back, and she just needs to land 2 headshots, and you're done, right? Like, so if we weren't even tracking Kiri, Suzu's status, then we just basically teleported in and killed ourselves for no reason, right? Like, a good Kiri player will just cleanse if she needs to begin with and 2-tap you, and we don't have Wraith to get out of that engagement. So just food for thought, you know? All right, let's think about staging. Where do we want to be for the next fight? Well, the cart's all the way back here, right? So we can expect that the team fight is probably going to happen somewhere around here. You are Reaper, though. You don't need to be necessarily stationed around where that team fight's going to happen. You can take close aggressive angle like this and fall back and retreat and still have time to get back for the team fight. So you don't necessarily need to concern yourself with where the team fight is eventually going to happen. Just keep that in the back of your mind for where you eventually want to be. So we're kind of indecisive. We're kind of like, we're not lost, but we're just not really thinking about the state of the fight and what's coming. So just when you have downtime like this, just think about what's going to happen, right? So think about their team, think about what they want to do. Like, even if you don't think too in depth about it, just, okay, well, they're probably going to walk down here, and obviously they want the cart because they want to move the cart, so they'll probably come through here and all this and all that. And okay, so if they're following that path, and maybe where might a good place be depending on what I want to do? Do I want to be really early and just be a nuisance but not kill anything, but just be a nuisance and like just sit right here and then Wraith out and Wraith over here and then maybe teleport into this room to get out safely? Or maybe I just want to play here a little bit closer to the cart, but just kind of try to once again be annoying, because realistically you're not really going to kill anything by yourself 1v5, right? But you can be annoying and you can build your alt charge and you can pester them and make them use cooldowns, which would otherwise be valuable in the upcoming fight. So sitting on cart, obviously we're just not accomplishing anything, and we're not even set up for where we would want to be given the state of the fight. Like, let's imagine that the fight just happens right here. Do we want to be sitting right here if that happens? Probably not, right? Probably not. We would probably want to be either in here, or maybe we want to be stationed here to wrap around and go for a nice flank there. Or maybe we want to be here with the same intention to wrap this way and go for a flank. So just think about it, right? Like, just think about what you want to do in the upcoming play based on what you think is going to happen, where the team is going to go.
Killing fire one out.
Let us end this.
Working on your injury. Keep close.
I love it. I mean, we're getting active. We're getting active. Like, nothing was happening. So we said, okay, I'm bored. I'm going to go make something happen. Awesome. Just do this sooner. This is fine. And we're being patient. I love it. We're being patient. Maybe we're typing. I don't know. But regardless, we're being patient. And now look what has happened. Now suddenly my tank is here. Oh my gosh. We're so well timed with my tank. Like, my tank just came from Narnia and is now on the same angle with us, which is debatable on whether that's good or not. But that means that we suddenly have this advantage against this poor Juno. Like, this Juno should be one-tapped now, right? Like, you and D.Va coordinate this Juno is dead instantly, right? This is beautiful. It's beautiful. But we're just a little bit late, just a tiny bit late, but it was really well timed. And why does this Echo die, by the way? Why does this Echo die? Any guesses? Let me show you the value that you and D.Va have here. Did you see it? I want you to watch the circles. I love doing this. Watch the yellow circles. I'll even slow it down. So Echo's over here, right? Echo's over here. We'll go up a bit. We need to go forward a little bit, right? Echo's over here. Echo's over here. Okay, she starts taking damage. But what is she not getting healed by? What is she not getting support from? Juno. Why is she not getting support from Juno? Because D.Va and soon you, right? And why is Mei not contributing to this fight and walling off this Bastion here so that all this damage isn't coming in? Well, look where Mei's looking, right? They're distracted. This is the beauty of Reaper and Tracer and characters like that, where they can just exist to create opportunities for the rest of your team without necessarily having to do much of anything yourself except exist, right? Like, you're just existing. You're not doing anything here. Your D.Va is not really doing a whole lot, right? Like, this Juno just speeds out. And the only support this Echo is getting is from their Kiri. That's just not enough. It's just not enough. It's not enough. Whereas if this Mei was looking down this way, and if the Juno was looking down this way, then they probably could have kept her alive. So you and your D.Va are the actual reason that this Echo dies. Your Bastion didn't kill this Echo. You and D.Va killed the Echo. If that makes sense. This is why I just love it. It's great. I mean, sure, keep going, but be very careful because you are now half health, and I would hate for you to take a headshot to a Mei Icicle here. Okay, nice. Get that orb. Love that. Oh, we get a little stun lock there. We get a little stun lock. You just shoot that a couple more times if you really want to. How did they make it up there? Does she ever double jump perk thing? Yeah, okay. But you turned away before that ever happened, and we hit our like teleport button. That's fine. I think it's just you got kind of panicked or got like stun locked a little bit. Whatever. That's fine. Sure. So if we want to turn our attention away from Mei, I mean, this is an appropriate time to shoot tank. Why? Because nothing else is here to shoot, and we can absolutely kill this tank. This is a very appropriate time to shoot the tank. Yeah. Shoot. Nice. All right, so we have both our cooldowns. Spooky, right? Because once again, now we're just going really deep into 3 members of their team. And yes, we have Wraith, but where, like, your only option is once again going to be to Wraith back here, which I really hope you do, because there's not really anywhere else you can go that's safe. So this is just spooky. Whereas I would have much rather you teleport like right here, right? Like you teleport on the stairs, you cut off all the angles so that your teleport animation can finish without you taking any damage. And then you can walk up and take a 1v1 against a Mei instead of going right here in the open. Your teleport animation finishes. You might take a bunch of damage, but there are 4 people who can see you. And you probably just get forced out immediately, right? So I like your thought to go in here. I just don't like where you're going. All right, so there goes our Wraith, and of course, it's just the only place we really can go with, like, to live. But now you also need to be thinking, okay, well, what if this Mei just decides to wall this? Then what am I going to do, right? So another reason that Mei may have been a better target priority for you here is on your escape. Well, what is countering, or what could counter my escape? Well, a wall in my face that prevents me from leaving. That doesn't help. So, again, another thing to keep in mind.
Remaining.
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, I don't mind that you retreating back with your team. I mean, you're kind of following your tank there, and your team is stationed to take the fight here. So if your intention is to play with your team and not go off and do your own thing and create chaos in the backline, then this is fine. Your diva hits a nice eat right here. I think she was trying to save herself because her HP is so low, but she does manage to eat that blizzard. And there we go, perfect. We're on the flank. We're just gonna go create chaos. Because realistically, like, what would we do if we were here, right? Like, we can't do anything. Not close enough to anybody, and even if we were, we'd be staring into the face of 5 people. So it's not would just not be a good decision to engage on this. So it's really good that you immediately left and are now looking to create problems on the back line. So what would you do from here? So let's imagine you engage on this Juno, right? So what are you going to do? You have both your teleport and your Wraith, right? So this might be an opportunity for you to use teleport to get out instead of Wraith. It doesn't always have to be Wraith. It depends on what happens here. But if you're able to get like close enough, depending on the state of the fight, you could always just teleport like up here, right? And this would be really, really safe. And you might just get forced out early and your Wraith gets forced, in which case, where do you go? Well, you could go back to Mega. That's an option. In doing so, you risk that their entire team turns around and collapses on you through this door. So preferably, depending on how much damage you take, I think the rotation with Wraith would be probably over here to maybe mini down here. Or up here. But you also risk them chasing. It just depends. It depends on the read here. So let's see what happens. Okay, Juno leaves, but you catch this Kiri out, and suddenly this Kiri is not helping her team and wasted a really, really valuable key resource to help them win the fight, which is Suzo. I mean, it's not a waste. Like, she had to, right? She had to keep herself alive. But you just effectively took that really powerful cooldown out of the next team fight, which is really strong. So good job. And yeah, I mean, nobody else is really doing anything to you, so why not keep shooting? We have no reason to disengage. We are backing up. If you're backing up here with just the intention to Wraith back, that's fine. But obviously this is not going to help you kill this Kiri. But your diva throws a nice bomb. And this is probably going to be like a 3 or 4 person bomb here. Gets 2. That was really nice. It was really, really nice. You know what would have helped save them from this bomb? At least saved a couple of them? Or one of them? Oh, wow. Is that... Oh, she almost hits that wall. Suzu, which, once you know, you forced out earlier. So they didn't have Suzu. And your Kiri got forced into... Or their Kiri got forced into your Yariel and bomb, so like she was dead either way and wouldn't have been able to save anybody. Soldier makes a good play and runs out of LOS here. And Mei just kind of screws up the wall a little bit, but I mean, you are the reason that this Kiri dies. And look at their Juno. Like, you see where their Juno's looking? Juno's not helping, so they have no healing, right? Their team has no healing, so they can't possibly win this fight. They're all too focused on you. And this is really good because you can just exist here and you're actually playing off of your Iari's pylon, which is still here, which is crazy. So, I mean, this is really, really solid stuff. Yeah, I mean, good work. I'm going to have to wrap it up pretty soon. Unfortunately, I have to go grab my girlfriend and give her a ride from work. But we have been going almost for an hour now, and we'll look at maybe this alt usage here that's coming up, and then we'll call it there. And then I look forward to seeing another VOD in the future. I'll try to give you one thing to work on, which I already have something in mind. And then hopefully you spend like a week or so working on it and maybe see some improvement in the next VOD.
Time for reckoning.
Yeah, that is
30 seconds
yeah,
remaining.
I'm surprised. Like, you could just Wraith and immediately cancel Wraith to clear your purple, because obviously you can't get healed right now. But there's also just not a lot happening, right? Like, it's just Soldier and Queen. So you didn't necessarily need to. Obviously you should at this point, because you're very, very close to death. And you should probably just go get the Mega and come back out. Okay. See, the only problem with doing this is you're going right back into their path, right? So if they're expecting you to come out this way, like, all this Soldier has to do is shoot a Helix over here and pre-fire you and you're dead, but you're just kind of walking back into the path. You didn't get any sort of healing. Like, you could have just grabbed this mega back here, and that might just be a map knowledge thing. You might not have known that there was a mega right next to you. But you didn't get the mini either, which is more understandable, because if you decide to swing this wide, then you continue to expose yourself to this doorway versus hugging the corner over here. You're really limiting what they can see. So, I mean, I understand that. But now we're kind of still like really low HP and stuck here because we can't really move, right? Like, we can teleport, right? Do we have teleport? We do, and we're about to, presumably. And that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but you'd have to be very knowledgeable about the state of the fight and where everybody is in order to hit a successful teleport here. Because you don't really know, like, probably where the Juno, where the Mei, where the Ana is. You don't probably know for sure anyways. So what happens? What do we do? It's scary, right? We're just kind of stuck, right? Like, we feel like we can't really move because we don't know where everybody is. Okay. I mean, I think this is fine. You can see up there, and you waited long enough so that your Wraith is back on cooldown. So if there was somebody up here who was pressuring you and you felt like you had to get out, you do have Wraith to get out. Probably this way, right? You wouldn't want to necessarily drop right in front of their team. Or you could Wraith back this way and back to your team over here. You have options. If you drop and ult here, I'm going to be so happy. Nice. Yeah, this is absolutely going to go into what I have to tell you, though. 100% my piece of advice for you. So we're actually going to wrap it up here. This is where I wanted to end. I just wanted to see how you use that. I love that you drop from high ground onto them and use ult instead of teleporting into them or using Wraith to get into them. That's very good. The only thing I wish is that you had waited just a little bit longer, right? Because what are they going to do? They have to walk forward. If they see you up here, whatever, right? But they have to go help their team. But then they're walking in their team and we're ults, and you just went a little bit too early. Just a little bit too early. Nice pick, though. Do you see why you killed Juno? You killed Juno because she's not over here. You killed Juno because you caught her underneath you, like underneath the bridge, right? So she had one option, which, well, she had multiple options, but she had realistically no options, which is to either go walk into the team that is shooting her, or probably her best option, come in here, but then presumably your team chases her and kills her if she walks in here, or she walks back here and she dies to you. So you really screwed this Juno with your ult. And you could have done pretty much the same exact thing to all of these guys. Now, the only exception is I want you to be thinking, once you see this Ana, does she have Sleep Dart? And if she does, you're taking a risk. Because if you get slept, if this Ana is expecting you to ult, and you get slept, then you're just dead, right? It's fine. We had Wraith. We didn't use it. It's whatever, honestly. You should win this team fight, and they shouldn't push past that, right? Like, surely they don't get anything, right? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Your death does not matter there. You can afford to be really aggressive and just die because there's nobody left to contest the cart. All right, so good stuff. I appreciate the VOD for review very, 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 very much. I hope I was able to give some insight and some advice on maybe some of the mistakes, or at least, if you're not paying attention to mistakes, at least the opportunities, the other things that you could possibly do, right? Like, there's always something else you could do, and I try to shine a little bit of light on that. So I gotta head out, but the one piece of advice I have for you is I want you to be patient. I want you to hold your cooldowns and wait, especially if you're gonna like TP into them. I want you to make sure that it's safe to do so. Whether that means that you know that their team doesn't have anything to stop you because they just don't have cooldowns or aren't on the right heroes to do so, or Whether that means I have Wraith, and so I'm teleporting to them with the intention of just being here, but I have Wraith to get out back to safety, back to my team. But a lot of the time, I've seen a lot of teleports that are extremely hyper aggressive, but without an escape plan, right? So that's my piece of advice, and yeah, I hope I see another VOD from you in a week or two. All right, see you later.